Hey everybody, thanks for stopping in. Today I got the Alice pack loaded down, about 50 plus pounds of gear. I ain't gonna lie, it's a little rough, but I usually pack lighter, but I just had a lot of stuff I wanted to get out and knock the dust off of. I wanted to be comfortable. And there's no trails or nothing here. I'm blazing my own trails. I get lucky and find some deer trails and hit them, use them to my advantage. But I got a lot planned for today. Got a lot of gear I haven't had out in a while. Stick around, we'll do some bush pot cooking, set up a shelter, do some fishing. Whatever else comes up, it's gonna be good. I'm gonna go ahead and do an overnighter. I hope not to make it too awful long, but I hope to make it enjoyable. So stick around and I'll see you when I get to where we're gonna camp at. All right guys, so I found the spot I was looking for. Seems to be plenty of dead wood and everything around here. I got water right down below me, running water. Okay. And I'm gonna turn this camera around to show you where I'm gonna set my tarp up. It's nice and flat here, just above the water. First thing I did was hang my backpack. I always hang it up on a tree where I can work right out of it. I like the Alice pack because it's covered in pockets on the outside, and I organize everything right. I know where it's at. I can grab it and all that whenever I want. So I grabbed some cordage. All this cordage I've been making. I got one started up here. I just tie a toggle the end of it. Oh, throw it through that crotch in the tree so it'll hang up. Pull it tight down here. Run down here to this bush. I'll just throw another toggle on the back of that bush right back here to trap my line back there. Run my line right back up to the, I don't know, not quite half of the way up. And I do a trucker's hitch. All there is there. And then I pull that loop out of that trucker's hitch down to the side. Put me a stake out to the side. You always want to run your stake the opposite direction of your line. That keeps that line from pulling up out of that stake, or that stake pulling up when there's tension on the line. So the other tag end of the trucker's hitch, I do it this way so I don't have to cut my line. I can use my full length of line. I bring down the other side of the loop of the trucker's hitch to down here, and I'll show you a stake. I just trim. You want to trim at least two sides pretty equal. That keeps the stake from going wiry on you. And I usually like kind of trim the top off just a little bit, and it helps keep from mushrooming. And then where I wrap my line, I put a little bit of a notch on the back of it where the line's going to run. All right, and I do most of all my work with a East Wing camp hatchet. That's kind of like always been my favorite tool, so I always have that with me when I'm camping. But I'm gonna go ahead and finish off this ridge lining and pull the tarp out and show you how I go about that. So here's my tarp. This is a DIY. It was actually once a painter's tarp, a used one, but I cut it down to the size I like. It's 8x8. And I ran it up the sides on the sewing machine to hem the edges in. There's no grommets. I don't like them really too well. And how I used to hook it up all time, or if I need to now I will, is I take a nut or a rock or something and you stick it in behind the back of it here. Make you a little ball. And you tie your cordage around that ball, and you got something to pull off on. But I got lucky and found these things one day, which they just clamp on. I have some reflective cordage left over from another time before, but you clamp them down on there, tighten that down. I usually double it over to make it a little bit tougher, but this is I stained it with walnut, so I got that earth color, and then I waterproofed it with a beeswax, linseed oil, and turpentine, 3-part mixture, all the same amounts, 16 ounce, 16 ounce, 16 ounce, so on like that. But anyway, it's a really good waterproofer. But first thing I do is I start at the bottom, the low end. I'll attach that, and I'll come up top, run this top piece up and get it attached, stretch it out good and tight, and then I'll anchor it a couple spots along there. Okay, and then I'll pull my sides out, do the same thing, stretch them out tight, and then attach it a couple times along the sides to open it up nicely. So I'm a fan of the plow point or any kind of configuration like that. I don't like to be fully enclosed. But let me get this thing hooked up a little bit, and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, here's my shelter set up, ready to go there. Now I'm going to show you my sleeping system I brought. I went in there and made sure I cleared out all the little sticks and nuts and stuff. But anyway, here's another DIY deal here. This was a roll of padding for a garage door to protect it from getting bumped around, tore up, had glass in it. It was a big old roll, so I cut it down into these little pieces this size, and then duct taped each side, kind of the opposite each side, to make it fold up like an accordion type deal. But I just kept going on with that until I had the size I wanted. I keep my saw inside of there, good place to store it. I made a blade protector on that out of a piece of PVC, 1/2 inch. Just cut a slit down the middle of it with a knife and slips right on there. Keeps your blade from cutting anything, damaging anything. But I roll that out, or lay it out, fold it out. Get that laid out in there. I have a wool blanket here, a heavier wool blanket, a military one. I think it's actually a Swiss one. It's pretty heavy blanket, which I didn't really actually need, but it'll be extra comfort. So on top of that, I got the Snug Pack jungle bag. That's really probably all I needed. But I didn't bring any coats or anything. It's not going to get that cold tonight, but I do have this little wool poncho. It's a really nice little poncho, but I'll roll that up and make a pillow out of that. So that'll be my sleeping system. I'll get that laid out in there and probably start working on a fire, get some fishing lines out. Alright, so my fishing kit, since I was coming down through the woods on no trails and hard hiking, I just throw a reel in my backpack and trying to struggle with poles or anything. And so I just got some hooks, and I got some can tabs. What I always end up doing is I'll take these tabs. Almost everybody carries a multi-tool, and you find the tabs laying around, or you can just throw them in your hook kit. And almost everybody has either paracord or some kind of string and some tape, duct tape usually. But I take these tabs and bend them like that to make eyes for a pole. I find a stick, try to find a straight stick, preferably green, but if it's not really super straight, you can actually do like you do arrows and warm the bent spot in the fire and kind of bend it over your knee until it cools, and it'll straighten up for you somewhat. It won't be perfect, but it'll be good. The first one, the end eye, I just bend straight down, Okay, and then I do the next one like I did this, but I'll make sure I line them up with where I want the reel. It takes some twine and get some nice tight wraps, because I don't trust just the tape, and I really want to hopefully get a fish, because I didn't bring a lot of food, just a little bit. But I get my twine started, get some nice tight wraps of twine on there, wrap both sides. Keep an eye that you're lined up with your other ones. And you can adjust them around a little bit. It's not a big deal. It'll work. It's just something to guide the string, give you a pole to sling it out there. The hobo stuff reels are pretty good, but I like to be able to cast a little farther. And I'm actually after channel cat, so I may possibly get a little bigger one. All right, so I got a nice tight wrap of twine around it. And then I'll just take some tape. I actually got electrical tape this time. I just grabbed what I had, threw it in the pack, get some nice tight wraps around that twine. It's simple, nothing to it. And the same thing for the reel. That's plenty there. Get that on there nice and tight. I usually burn these little frays off, get them out of there. But I got the tip and 2 eyes on. And that's probably enough, really, because it's not real long. And this is what I did to the end for the reel. I kind of made a notch in it. It's just how the stick happened to be. It worked out for me to get a notch, the reel there, and set the other end in there. So I'm gonna get the reel started in there, show you how I'm coming with it, and then we're gonna go fishing. Here's the reel I brought. So the same thing, I just wrapping some little bit heavier twine on the reel here, because I don't want that thing coming off if I get a fish on there, or kicking around sideways on me or something. But it's the same thing. I just wrap some nice tight twine in there. You can have paracord, bank line, whatever you got, because I know everybody carries something in their pack like that. It just happens to be I got lots of twine because I feed horse hay, and I always got all them daggone strings left from the square bales, and I'm gonna start using it for stuff. When I get a tight wrap on there, I kind of do a loop through when I think I got enough, when it feels right. Pull that tight, get that nice and tight on there, trim it, get the tape in there, secure it in there nice. You could use pine pitch glue or something if you wanted to, if you had that. I keep talking about pine pitch glue and everything. Somebody told me, you need to show how to make that. You always talk about it, so I'm gonna have to do that one of these days. It's not hard. You just find you an injured pine trees and get the resin that's where it's trying to heal its wound, and then you mix a certain amount of charcoal with it. You don't want to go too heavy on that, and a little bit of rabbit poop for the fiber. Okay, there it is. It's nice and secure on there, good. So we got a rod and reel. Don't feel too bad. I think I can get a fish in with it. All right, so all I gotta do is run my line and get a hook on it, and we'll get her baited up, go fishing. So I like to fish these little eddies where these rapids run in at. I'm gonna try here for a little while, see if I can do any good. Cast just fine. Water's up a little bit today. If they're here, it usually only takes them a few minutes. They'll be sitting at the bottom of these little rapids just waiting on something to come down to them. Alright, I'll get back with you if I get one. I think I'm getting a hit. I'm gonna let it run a minute. Yes, all right. I got one. Beautiful. Just what I was after. Nice little channel cat on the old stick and reel. Works great. I'm gonna get him on a stringer and try for another one or two. Alright, I got another one. I'm lucky today. Got a good spot here. He's a little bit smaller, but he's edible. Here we go. Another one for the stringer. I'm gonna eat good tonight. Bush pot cooking coming up. Got another one. Got another one. It feels bigger actually. Look at it. Oh yeah, it's much bigger. He got himself wrapped up. It's a nice one. That going real nice. Real nice channel cat. Oh shit. Hang on, buddy. Hang on. It's a blue cat, I believe. That's the best one yet. Look at that. Stick rod. I'm gonna get him on a stringer. Try for another one. Lucky today. Well, I just lost one. And my bait's gone, so I'm gonna have to go back to get bait or fish anymore, but I want to show you what's going on. Got them three. Doing good actually. I'm hungry and I'm probably gonna go ahead and go cook one. Come back and fish a little bit later. So I'm gonna get back and work on the fire and get ready to do some cooking, clean a fish or two. Okay guys, I just cleaning up the first one I caught. I'm gonna leave the other two on the stringer. That's more than enough for me to eat. And I'm gonna leave them on there to stay fresh. I don't have any ice or anything, so I'm gonna let them live on the stringer until I'm ready to go or I'm hungry again. And I'll eat them then. So I gotta get back up there and get that fire going. Beautiful. All right, well, I got some water boiling for my coffee there while the fire's cooking down. I'm about to get my fish ready. I'm gonna put it in this pan. I got the first one I caught here. Both fillets that fill that pan real well. What I got going in there with it, I brought a lemon with me, so I'm gonna have some lemon in there. Probably about 3 of them I'll do it. I'll put some more on when I'm done cooking. And then I got some rosemary. I'm gonna shred a little of that up and drop in there. And then on top of that, I'm gonna put a little bump of Slap Your Mama. Okay, so that's ready. When that fire cooks down just a little more, I'm gonna put my bush pot down in the coals, slide this fish in there, put the lid on, throw a little coals over it and bake it a while. So I'll be back in a little bit and we'll be cooking fish. Okay guys, fish is in the bush pot. The lid on. I'm going to pull some of this wood out of the way here. Watch my coffee water. Rake them coals out a little. You don't want ash, you just want coals. Okay. I'm going to put that down in there a while. Bring some more coals up back around it. Alright, oven's on. So while the fish is cooking, I'm going to get a cake ready. I got this chocolate chip muffin mix. You can add milk or water, whichever you want. That's all you got to do with it though. But I got milk. I get these ones where you don't have to be refrigerated. And I'll use half of that in my cake and the rest in my coffee. And it'll be gone. But I just open it up. Try to keep as much of the bag as I can. Mix it right in the bag. I got another pan, another one of them little aluminum pans. I don't want to cook in the same one as the fish until after I burn it out and clean it, but I'm going to pour it in that with I'm going to put a little coconut oil on the bottom, keep it from burning. But I'm going to end up baking it the same way. These cakes are always really good. Can't beat chocolate chip cake. Then I've also got some little packs of icing. Can't beat that. So probably around 20 minutes on the fish. This cake won't take about 10 minutes at the most. So when I pull the fish out, I'll get back with you. We'll be putting the cake in. A little pour through pouch of coffee. I got the boiling water ready, so just want to show you a peek at that. These things are pretty handy for packing. They stay sealed up. They can be in your pack if you want forever, I guess. I've had them a while and they seem to be fine to me. It's real good coffee, Guatemalan. Just kind of dribble her in. Have your cup of coffee. Let me get the camera turned around and we're ready to check on the fish. All right, pretty sure this fish is ready. Fix this up where I can open the lid good. Alright. Oh, it looks good in there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, ballpark fish. Look at that. Okay. Fish comes out. Cake goes in. Get that baby straightened out there a little bit. All right. Lid back on. Eat our fish and we'll have cake and coffee. All right, time to eat my fish. A little warm, but look at that, falling apart, fresh. Oh, that's good. A little more lemon. Lemon really does something for fish, I'll tell you. Kind of got the it's really good. As soon as I finish this up, I'll pull the cake out and let you check it out. All right, so cake should be ready now. Fish was good. Oh boy, it was good. I love fresh fish like that. Just pour it open. There we go. Oh yeah. Looks like chocolate cake to me. I'm gonna get the rest of this pot and everything out of the fire and we'll do some icing. All right. Chocolate cake. Vanilla icing. I should have warmed this icing up, I guess. I got another pack of it there. Let me work on this ice and get it warmed up. Alright. I'm not the best icing guy in the world, but we got a cake. Look at that. Bush pot chocolate chip cake, vanilla icing. Oh wow, that's good stuff. Some hot coffee with cream. Oh, that's some good cake. Chocolate chip. That's probably all the cooking I'm gonna do tonight. When I pulled that pot out of the fire, 2 deer about 50 yards away just took off flying across the creek, splashing like crazy. They must have been on their way up here and smelled that cake or me or the fire or something. They took off and headed down the other way, but anyway, I'll probably do some work on lighting around here with some candles and stuff. And I got a nice big hearty bush pot, easy to do breakfast for in the morning planned. But for now, I'm gonna finish my cake and coffee, work on a little more firewood, get some candle light and stuff set up around here, and I'll see you in a little while. Just kind of giving you another little look around before it gets too dark. Over here's my little pack area. Got my bush pot. Here's how I do my water. It's hanging off a canteen there. I tilt it up, open it up, pour it in whatever I need. Took my fish pan and put me a UCO candle up there in the crotch of that tree for later, so I might be able to see what I'm doing on the backpack. Over there where I was eating at, I had a nice seat. Got a back on a tree there, an old log. My little dining area and fart around area. Bed rolls ready. In the winter time when I do this, I fill that thing full of leaves. When the leaves are all off the trees, I'll just drag them in, fill up a bag, just keep bringing them in there and bringing them in, pouring them in there until that thing's packed full. Then I'll build a bed on that, and it's so comfortable and insulated and warm. It's really awesome. And I usually move the fire a little closer then. I'm a little ways off from the fire today, but I just don't really need it besides cooking. Nice little camp spot. Got pretty wet playing around in the creek, so made me a little clothes dryer there. Pretty nice little fire. It feels really good. Feels good to get dried off now. Just sitting here finishing off one last cup of coffee before I turn in. It sounds really nice out here with the creek running. Every once in a while my fish on the stringer do a big splash and let me know they're still doing good. I got a light up there in the crotch of the tree above the backpack, Yuko candle, and one of them pans I had for the fish I cooked the fish and cake in. It's doing pretty good. Can't see it on camera all that well, but you can see it lit up in that can. And then I got a bug candle down here by my sleeping area. But I'm just gonna sit here and relax and finish my coffee, and then I'll see you for a big bush pot breakfast. Something to get me some calories to get me out of here in the morning. I gotta clean some fish. I got everything battened down tonight just in case it did rain or something, but I think it looks like it's gonna be clear, so. Good night, see you in the morning. Well, good morning. It was a nice night. I heard some deer and coons messing around. I slept pretty well once I got to sleep. It's time for breakfast now. I got my cup of coffee going. I got water boiling in the push pot. I've been sitting here chopping up some of these petite potatoes. These things are awesome. I love them. They're really good. But I'm just halving them. And I'm going to put them into boiling water to soften up a little more. And then we're going to have a little concoction with some gravy and put some spice and a little bit of bacon bits in here. It's gonna be pretty good. Had a little bag of them. Them things are really good. They're good for packing too. You get a whole bag of small potatoes there. Right in the pack. Water's already boiling, so it won't take them long to soften up. Then the next thing I do, I got this Pioneer gravy. This stuff is all you gotta do. Just kind of get it started a little bit and add it to your boiling water. It's got all the directions on the package, but I just add a little bit of my water I had for my coffee in there. Give it a little stir. Get it out of the corners. Once them potatoes are softened up, we dump this right in there. I got a bag of bacon bits. They'll dump right in there. It's gonna make a good breakfast. Give me some energy to get out of here, get everything packed up, get my fish clean, hike back. So everything's ready here, and I might add a little bit of the Slap Your Mama in there with it also. So everything's about ready. As soon as those potatoes are soft, I'll throw it together and breakfast will be served. All right, water's been boiling a while, and potatoes are softening up pretty good, so I'll go ahead and throw quite a bit of bacon in there, almost a whole pack. I don't want to have to take it back anyways. I'll just throw the whole thing in there. I can eat all that. Give that a little stir around with the old bush pot spoon. Forgot an oxygen absorber in there. Keep that boiling for a while. Bring that up to a boil again, then we'll add our gravy. Okay, time to add the gravy. That'll thicken all that up nice. A little Slap Your Mama. All right. I'll bring a little bit of that back. Nice long handle on that bush pot spoon helps keep you burning your hands. It's working out pretty well. So you just want to let that simmer a little while, let that gravy thicken up. And we'll have some breakfast here in a minute. I'll pull it out and let it cool off. So I'm just having my potatoes right out of the pot. They're really good. Potatoes and gravy and bacon. That's a real good breakfast. Good. It could be good any time of the day. But I gotta get home, take care of some animals. Right now I gotta get all my stuff packed back up, clean up my camp, get rid of all my garbage, get my way back home, clean some fish. So I really appreciate you stopping in, and thanks for subscribing. Don't forget to thank Mother Nature. It's been a good time out here today. It was last night, today, yesterday. So I'm gonna get cleaned up here, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks.